Hi guys, welcome back to Coach Christine. So today we're going to do a little bit around running, should I say. So running strength, it's strength overall, but it's really kind of focused in on runner specific. Can be done by anybody. An enjoyable one, hopefully you will enjoy it. There'll be a lot about obviously lower body stuff, but as much as that, just coordination of the body, movement of the body, balance of the body, stability of the body, body. So we want to support the stride, get those hips nice and strong, protect the knees. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the feet. The most important thing we'll talk about for runners is that the feet are good, okay? And quite often the feet are completely forgotten about, okay? So really good to have good stability in the feet, in the toes, in the ankle joints. So don't ever forget about the feet just because you're fit enough to get out the door and run miles and miles and miles. Okay, so we'll start with a little bit of footwork. Okay, so I'm on my bare feet, and I suggest that maybe bare feet would be a good place to start, even though I know structures of runners are very important. Let's just start with the feet, okay? Bare feet, get the toes working, get the ankle joints working. So let's do a little bit of ankle rolls even. So we're going to do nice and simple ankle rolls. And we're also doing a little bit with balance here. So we're zipped up with the core as always being aware of the core. So we'll do 5 rolls in both directions. Stay nice and tall to the crown of the head. Stay nice and connected into our mat. So we've done our ankle rolls. Now we're going to come forward and back. So up on the toes as we lift the heels and back as we lift the toes. So it looks easy, but for some people it's actually very challenging to lift the heels with balance, lift the toes with balance. So again, just rolling through from heel to toe. Really important, because thinking about your stride as you roll through heel to toe. Don't forget about that midfoot, connect the toes down. A lot of people tend to run and they have their toes up in the air. Always thinking about grabbing down with those toes. You want to keep connected to the ground, to the earth. So heel to toe, tall through the crown of the head, zip through the core. Let's do one more. So you really feel the calves working, you feel the shins working there for our hip rolls. We want to protect the knees, want to have those hips nice and strong, and we want to have those ankle joints in a happy place. Okay, so from here, let's do a little bit of, what are we going to do? We're going to do balance actually. So let's just focus in on our balance. Okay, so really important as a runner to have good balance. And as we do our balance, we're going to think about stride, okay? So as my foot comes up, my knee comes up, and I extend from my hip, my arm as a runner will be here, okay? So even if we can just think about that motion, getting that knee up as we stride through and come back down again. So I'm zipped and I'm tall as I stride and I come back to the floor. Now I'm going to extend this a little bit. So I'm going to come up and then I'm going to stride back. So think about coming through your stride. Coming through your stride, coming through your stride. So here I'm working hips, I'm also working glutes, and of course I'm working my balance challenge. So think about that stride, really pulling up into it and pushing back and pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing. Now I didn't say at the start, but we could have used ankle weights around the ankles if you wanted to add a little bit of challenge to yourself. Always be willing to add a little bit of challenge. So let's work through the other side. So again, I'm getting that knee up. So the opposite arm, cross body, and just lift and lower for the start. Make sure you're happy with your balance. So connect those toes down into the mat, zipped in the core, lifting the knee as I stride through and down. So one goes forward. Think about your opposite and down and up. Working through the hip, lifting through that leg, holding through that core, tall through the crown of the head as always. So now let's extend it. So if I'm happy enough to be here, let's see, can I go to here? So coming forward, I have to think about this myself. One goes forward as one goes back. Stride and back. Keep those toes connected, stay zipped in your core. Tall through the ground of the head as always, and smile and lift and back and lift. So we're really challenging the body here. We're challenging the core, we're challenging the hips, we're challenging the balance, We're challenging the feet because I can really feel my feet now having to dig in to keep me in that balanced position. I'm getting that knee nice and high, working through the quad, up and down. Woo, feeling that everywhere. It's the leg, inside of the butt. So next thing we're going to do is a reverse lunge. Okay, so again, thinking about our stride. So I'm going to come up and then step back into a reverse lunge. Okay, a little bit with the wobble there. So think about getting that knee soft and then step forward again. So up, lift, into that lunge, and up, lift, coming forward and down. So let's go, get it up and back, and bend into that lunge, and then step and forward back to where we started. High, so I'm still doing my balance challenge, stepping back into my lunge, I'm dropping down into my knee, so getting into those hips, and I'm staying nice and tall here as I come forward and back to where I started. Working through the glutes, working through the hips, getting into that knee. So you don't have to come really low here with your lunge if you're happy enough just to hover, or if you want to stay higher, depending on how your knee's feeling. Think about really using that glute as you propel forward. Balance, extend, drop, and then kick forward. Balance, extend, dropping down with that knee, and then kicking forward. Let's do one more. Controlling the move, zipped in that core, and step. Switching the sides. And as always, don't be surprised that one side might feel a little bit less balanced than the other. That's okay. Coming as low as you're comfortable to come here, and then up as you kick forward. Really think about your glute as you come forward. Balance, getting into the hip, back with that leg, down with that knee, and then stepping forward. You got it. Keep smiling. Think about those extra miles you'll be able to do with your strength and your balance and your coordination. All important things as runners. Not just thinking about working through the legs and through the glutes. The entire body system has to work together to combine, and up and back and down as we lunge, and then glute as we step forward. Let's do two more. Staying zipped on that core, hover, step, glute. Up, hip, back, extension. Down with that knee, you're coming as low as you're able to come, stay nice and tall here, and then kick it forward. Fabulous, excellent. Okay, coming down to do our bridge. So bridge is really important when we're talking about glute work, and also important when we talk about hamstring work. So you might use weights or you might not. I like to use weights for my glute bridge. So coming back, my feet underneath, my back body long, shoulders relaxed. So I'm going to place my weight onto my hips, and I'm going to do singles, but we'll start with doubles. So see how you feel with the doubles before you do the singles. So from here, my spine is long. I'm going to tilt my pelvis. So I'm going to press my lower back down into the floor so there's no space. Zip up in my core and then drive up into my feet and squeeze through my booty. So double leg bridge. From here I can hold it or I can pulse it. Squeeze the booty and come back down. Squeeze the booty and come back down. So doubles for those of us that don't want to do singles, but singles are much better for the runners, okay? So I'm going to have that leg in tabletop, and again I'm going to squeeze up and control back. Try and think about these two hip bones here, staying level as you lift and lower. Squeezing up, control it back. Keep that chest open. Squeeze through the glute, lifting, controlling back. And again, squeeze and lift. Chest is open. Keeping this leg at the tabletop, so hip and knee and ankle in a straight line as best they can be. And squeeze and back. And squeeze. So I'm feeling that in my booty, and I'm driving my foot down to the floor. So think about driving down with the foot and squeezing on with the butt. Foot, driving down, butt, squeezing on. Make sure you're not feeling any effort in the lower back here, guys. All the effort is in the bum keeping that core zip, keeping that chest open. And I lift. So coming all the way down as I switch over with the leg. So again, tabletop, I have my weight. You don't have to have the weight if you don't want it. The heavier the weight, the more the challenge. So again, I tilt my pelvis, I want to press that lower back down. I'm zipping up in my core and I'm driving up. The foot goes down, the butt squeezes on, no effort in the back, and I lower. Let's go. We know what we're doing second time round, and down. So I'm not coming all the way down because I want to trust. So I really want you to think about trusting up to the ceiling with those hips, driving into the foot and squeezing on hard with the glute. And up. Trying to keep those hip bones nice and level, parallel to the ceiling as you lift and lower. And up. Don't forget to breathe in the middle of all this. Squeeze and up. Controlling back. And squeeze and lift. And again. Use your breaths. Exhale on the up. Inhale on the lower. Drive up. I want you to really focus on trusting the hips. No effort in the lower back, and we're keeping those shoulder blades connected to the floor. And again. Halfway as we go again. Squeeze and lift. Drive the foot, squeeze the butt. You got it. And again. I'm going to do 2 more. Feeling it in the butt. Working as I lift. Controlling back to the floor. Now, that's really worked my butt muscles. I now want to get more into my hamstrings. So I'll take those feet further away from me, okay? So rather than under the knees, I'm making the legs longer. I'm still having them hip width apart. Everything else remains the same. So again, lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders, and press back with that lower back. Tuck the tailbone, zip up. So again, I might start with 2. So I'll squeeze and I lift, chest is open, hips are level to the ceiling, and I'll go halfway. And I'll trust up. And I'll go halfway. Let's go. Now for the hamstrings, with the longer legs, I'm instantly feeling it in the hamstrings. I'm also still feeling it in the butt, but more than that, I'm feeling it in the hamstrings. Lift and lower and lift and lower. Keep going. Squeeze it up. Now again, I might decide to do singles, which will add more challenge. So come into the tabletop position, squeeze and lift. And again, feeling the burn in the hamstring, I am. Squeeze and lift. And again, hips are level. I'm zipped in my core. Squeeze and lift. Think about the foot driving up through the butt. I'm still thinking about the butt, even though I'm feeling it more in the hamstring. I'm going to bring that leg down. I'm going to switch over. Tabletop. Squeeze and lift. And again. Exhale, inhale back. Zipped in that core, open in that chest. You got it. Feel it in the back of the leg. That's where I'm hoping you're feeling it. So we want to make the hamstrings stronger. We want to make the glutes stronger. We want to make the core stronger. The calves stronger. The upper body. We need to be thinking about everything for the runners. Squeeze and lift. Let's do 2 more. Woo, my hamstring is burning. And up. Let's bring it all the way down. Fabulous. Okay, from here, I want to do a little bit into hip strength. So I'm going to do 1 on the floor and 1 standing. So hands behind me, fingers away from me, chest is lifted. 1 leg is bent, other leg is straight, and I'm going to lift to work into my hip. Up and down. Stay lifted in the chest. Exhale on the up. Inhale on the down. Stay lifted in the chest. Well done. Keep smiling, it's all going to be worth it. And up, down. Control that move, working through that hip, making it stronger. Whew. So it's a nice short burst where we're building strength, because runners seem to think they get stronger by running. They get cardio fit, but they don't necessarily get stronger. So the strength has to come from work like this. Okay, working through the muscles, isolating the muscles, making them stronger. And trust me, your runs will be way better with a stronger body. Lifting and lowering. Let's do 1 more and switch the leg over. Woo. So feeling that very much in the quad. front of the leg, chest is lifted, and I lift and lower. Control it, exhale up, inhale down. Try not to shift back with the body here, guys, so I don't want to be leaning back as I lift that leg. I want to keep everything nice and upright. I want to work through that hip up, control. So I'm never touching back before I lift again, but I'm staying lifted in that chest. Exhale, inhale back, you got it. Woo. Really working through the hip. We've worked through the glute, we've worked through the hamstring, we've worked through the balance, through the ankles and the foot. Woo. And down. Exhale. You got it. Breathe into it. As many as you like here, guys. Let's do 3 more. Let's make them count. Exhale up, inhale back. Exhale up, inhale back. Woo. Did I say 3? Last 2. Woo. Oh, amazing. Excellent work, guys. Okay, so from here, let's not forget about those parole calves at the back. So they also, like the foot, get a lot of work, and a lot of it is expected of the calves. So let's do some work into the calves. So coming up, so heel raises, great way to isolate. Again, if you wanted to use weights to add challenge, you know, you could hold your weights in your hand, or you could wear your weights around your ankles. So coming up, nice and tall, hold the balance, and come back down. So think about pumping to start. So up and down, push the toes, lift the heels. Push the toes, lift the heels. So you can do slow, and then you can pump. So as many as your calves will allow you to do. Again, if I really wanted to add challenge here, I bring that to single leg, okay? So get rid of one of those down. So coming up on the single, as I lift and lower, and again, if I was to do that on a step, I'd add even more challenge. Hard to balance, so if you need to hold on to something, it makes it easier. I kind of like the challenge. I stay zipped in the core as I lift and lower. So wobbling going on, and that's okay. Exhale, lift, inhale back. I'm going to switch the sides. So again, up and down. I might go fast to start, or I might go slow to start. So choose. This is all about working through those calf muscles and feeling the effort at the back of that lower leg. I might pump, or I might just hold it up there. Hold it up. Might extend the arms for an overhead. Whew. You got it. We're pumping it, fast or slow. We want to work those calves, or we're holding at the top. Choose your level. Choose your poison. You gotta keep smiling. We're nearly there. It'll be worth it. These strength exercises are so important, along with the coordination, the balance, the core. So let's finish off with a little bit of stretching. So stretching into the calves. I always like to stretch the calves and the hips at the one time. So push back with the booty. Got a nice soft bend in this leg, and I'm pulling that toe towards me. I want to keep a nice straight spine. Keep the chest open. Push and stretch. Breathe into it. Woo. So feeling that all the way up along the leg. Pushing back through that booty. Further back I go, the bigger the stretch becomes, and I'll switch. Heel down. Soft knee. Push back. Keep that spine nice and tall. Breathe into it. Nice big breaths. Woo. Last one I'm going to finish with is a hip flexor. So coming into my lunge. So one foot in front, one foot behind. I take the tuck even, the booty under, and I drop down. So really want to drop and open the hips and stay tall through the crown of the head. I want to feel the stretch here, guys. Quad and hip flexor. Stay tall, open the chest. So don't hinge forward with this one. Stay nice and tall, and feel the stretch on the back leg as you open up. Nice big breaths as I switch sides. Nice big step forward. I tuck under, I drop down. I open my chest. I stay tall as always and zipped. Breathe into it. I want to feel the stretch on that back leg. If I'm not feeling it here, I'm going to tuck under more. So think about tucking the booty under and dropping down as you open the hips. Chest is open, shoulders are back. You got it. One more breath. In and out. Drop down, open up, And fabulous work, guys. This was amazing work, fantastic. Well done. Round of applause for everybody. Good luck to all my runners and good luck to anybody who wants to do this just as a general overall body strength workout. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you again next time.